If you're a new EMTB rider or recently converted from the old analog bike, knowing how to maintain your drivetrain is key in keeping your overall maintenance costs down. I mean, how many times have you gone to the bike shop for what you think is a minor tune-up to find that you need to replace the cassette, chainring, and a new chain, and you walk out spending over $300? I own 2 EMTBs, and the wife and I ride somewhere from 20 to 40 miles per week, and one of the most important skills off the bike is knowing how to maintain the drivetrain and checking for wear and tear after every ride. This may sound like a pain in the ass, but trust me, I've suffered more pain in the wallet by replacing cassettes and chain rings. I mean, a lot of pain. There is a bit of investment into the tools, but the results, I guarantee, are worth it. My method and the tools you need are an ultrasonic cleaner found on Amazon for $70. This speeds up the process and keeps my hands clean of dirt and grease. A quick chain tool, nylon brush, some simple green, shop towels, chain checker, and lastly, some dry or wet lube. And depending on where you live, I prefer to use Maxima dry lube. It's been the go-to lube for me. It's been working very well for my chains. If you need any of the essential tools I've just mentioned, I've posted the links in this video's description so you can shop and get your tools to start maintaining your drivetrain. And since I live in a desert climate, I do not wash my e-bike because of all the electronics. One of the best tools that I own to help my cleaning and my maintenance is an air compressor. I understand air compressor is not for everyone. It's loud, it's big, not as cheap, but if you live in a desert climate and you do not have to wash your bike, you can use the air compressor to air out all the dust out of your shocks, your fork, and you can run the air through your chain to get rid of all the dust particles and all that nasty stuff before you start wiping down your chain and cleaning that drivetrain. So my steps are pretty easy. As always, shift to the highest gear to the smallest cog so it's easy, so you understand where your chain is before you start doing all the cleaning. If you have a SRAM, engage the lock button on your derailleur, or if you have a Shimano, you disengage the clutch lever before you unclip the quick link. Then you use that quick tool link to unclip the quick link, and before that you should turn on the ultrasonic cleaner, add some simple green to it and dilute it with some water, set it to 50 degrees, let it run up to 50, then place the chain in, turn it on for 7 minutes, drink a beer. Now you can take this time to clean your pulleys and your chainring with the brush. Have a pan or something to catch all that dirt and grease that's coming off of your pulleys and your chainring. If it's gunky, I would take some simple green and just kind of spray it onto the pulley or the chainring, but just remember, do not get degreaser onto your disc or your brakes because that will just ruin them. Cover them up with some towels or a rag that you have on hand. Remember, the more often you clean, the less dirt there is for the next time you clean that drivetrain. So now, after you clean your pulleys and your chainring, check back with the chain. It should be done. Now take it out of the ultrasonic cleaner, rinse it in water for a good minute to 2 minutes, get all the degreaser out, then dry the chain with the cloth and place the chain back on with the chain tool. And now it's time to start the lube process. The way I apply the lube is do the drop by drop into the rollers. You can also just run it across while you're pedaling. Almost the same results. I myself just like to make sure that every single roller is lubed so I can get it everything evenly and not missed. But if you use that pedaling method, you can still get all the lube on there. You just run it more than once. Now it's time to wait and drink another beer. And after you finish that beer, for dry lube, you wait 5 minutes. For the wet lube, you're waiting about 20 to 30 minutes. And then you can wipe up all the excess lube so that the chain doesn't accumulate all that gunk. And that is it for the process. And always remember to check your chain if it gets close to 0.75. If it gets close to 0.75, just swap the chain immediately. It will save you a chain ring and cassette. I've been able to stay on one chain for about 1,000 to 1,200 miles without my chain eating away at my chain ring or cassette. My wife is still using her original cassette on her 2019 Turbo Levo. I did have to place one chain ring, and it was because I was being lazy about replacing the chain while it passed that 0.75 mark. I myself had to replace one chain ring and one cassette, and that is over 3,800 miles. So with this method, I was able to save plenty of trips to the bike shop. So this consistent treatment to my chain really makes it lighter on the wallet And one very important aspect to cleaning your drivetrain every ride is that you are getting to know your bike, and you're getting to know all the sounds, the incorrect, the weird sounds that are coming out. Once your bike starts making sound, you know right away you need to take it to do some more maintenance or take it to a shop before your next ride, so that you don't go on your ride and be like, oh, I didn't know my bike is this broken, and that just saves a lot of trouble to maintain and keep your bike lubed up, checked every single ride. If you need any of the tools I've mentioned so far in this video, I've left all those links in this video's description. That is all I have for you today. Hope you guys enjoyed this quick video. With that, we'll see you all in the next one. Peace.